whole country is on a weather warning. We've been promised snow and the temperature has dropped to -3, which is a darn sight higher than Lacey's IQ. I can definitely tell you that for free. As ever on a Sunday, we'll be discussing the week's events in an educated, well-considered manner, like they do in the House of Commons. But forget the Eurozone, pensions and all that jazz. That is not important. What is important is what's been happening in the House of Commoners. We've had balls of plenty, 2 evictions, a Spidey in the basement and a big old bust-up. Here's a recap of the week just gone.
Oh, drop me out.
Paula.
Thanks, guys.
You're going mouth to mouth with Lacey.
Relax.
Hate the show.
Heidi and Spencer, nominated by Tens.
Hell.
We're in a madhouse, Lacey.
What about that? Is that better?
That's disgusting.
Paula. You're about to stage a walkout.
What? Ow! I need oxygen! We're just gonna leave if they let us out.
Okay.
What's that going on here, babe?
God forbid they ever have children.
Boo!
The only cock she's had a go on is a balls one.
I'm done with these people. Like together.
When we return to your amazing Big Brother mansion, I can guarantee fireworks.
They're coming back!
I feel sick.
Claire.
Rylan.
You can't be a normal person! That is bollocks.
Wait!
I live in the fucking real world!
Do you really even kiss me?
Yeah.
Don't get nasty, because I've been over this to you in the world.
Excuse me?
It's just very, very confusing.
Should have known better.
We're concerned about our safety. I literally saw my life flash before my eyes. Cheers!
Cheers.
We survived!
Formal warning.
I never want to win something so badly.
You know when they say, like, just forgive and forget? I don't think I can.
Wowee. If you thought seeing Razor's semi-naked body roll out of bed was the sexiest thing you'd ever seen, you obviously haven't clapped eyes on tonight's panel. Now, he might dress like a Rylan tribute act, but that's hopefully not his only joke. I knew that was a good joke. Well. It's comedian Jeff Leach.
Oh, thanks.
He's offended. Joining him is psychologist Dr. Funke. And our all-time favourite real hustler, Jessica Jane Clement. Welcome. It doesn't get any sexier than this one. And to prove that point, Jamie's in his phone room right now. But before that, Jamie Spencer has something to add.
Rylan, you know we come out of here, you go straight on to BB, whatever it is.
So you go and do your interview with Brian, then you have like 5-10 minutes, then you go straight on to Bit on the Side. We have about 15 minutes actually.
Bit on the side.
And then you get harassed by that annoying guy.
Yeah, Jamie.
Spidey making their move from the basement back into the main house. The phone room is back once again to rapturous applause. They're on a time delay, they're on a time, whatever. If you want to talk through the week's events with the man Digital Spy Forums describe as all about hype, aka me, then give us a call on the new number 0333 577 7779. We can talk hype, Big Brother, the live feed, well maybe not that, or whatever you like. It is Highbrow Sunday after all. Back to you, Alice.
He looks very highbrow tonight, doesn't he? So the House has seen a lot of action this week. Let's talk about it. Jeff, Paula was the first to go. Were you glad to see her leave?
I was quite sad, I think, because she's quite an interesting character. She was mixing up a bit, but it was quite exciting seeing 2 evictions on the night. I mean, because we had Paula being evicted, obviously, and then the other voice in her head getting evicted at the same time.
And her coconut friend.
And her coconut for 3 evictions. She's incredible. I think they should have left the coconut in, just taken Paula out. That would have been a nice little swap.
They should have been a duo, like
Yeah,
Spidey.
yeah.
On Wednesday, Big Brother's Winter of Discontent went from chilly to freezing when the House were made to nominate face-to-face, which I love. Jessica Jane, were you surprised by any of the noms?
I think when you vote face-to-face, you're always going to be a little bit nice. Oh, he snores, and oh, he's a little bit boring, he doesn't really do enough washing up. I think if they were to vote in the diary room, that the votes would have been completely different.
A lot more frank.
Yes.
I always like it when it's like, the worst thing about you is how pretty you are. Dr. Funke, Ryan nominated so-called friend Sam. Why would you do that?
Remember last week I said that Ryan's a little bit of a dark horse.
He is, yeah.
And I'm really seeing that to come about, you know, in what we've been seeing. But what Ryan did was he didn't like what Sam said. in the sense that he was supporting Heidi and Spencer. Because he was the only one in the house that said, no, I actually like them as a couple. They're good. They've been good to me. And Ryan didn't like that. So he nominated Sam, which obviously, well, you're possibly his best friend. And I think Ryan, we don't really see who he is in the house. One minute he's a hero, the next minute he's, turning against Sam. So
a bit of a breach of trust, maybe. He thought he should back him. Jeff, Sam was a second out. Did the public make the right call there?
Well, I think they missed the trick there, because I was hoping there was going to be a little bit of a love tryst going on between Sam and obviously Lacey.
Yeah.
She said prior to going in the house that she was going to definitely hook up with him, and now he's gone. I mean, she basically wrote a cheque with her mouth that a bum couldn't cash, which is ironic because her bum is her main source of income.
And a pretty face. Jessica Jane, was Sam just a pretty face?
I think it would have been a lot more interesting if him and Racy Lacey, who wasn't very Racy Lacey, just more sweet, cute little Lacey, would have gotten together. But I think that's probably why they sort of
special needs
put him.
Lacey.
Oh no, she's lovely.
She's
I think Lacey, and do you know what? I think Lacey,
Don't be mean, Lacey.
rise above everyone, really. I think Paula said a few little nasty comments to Lacey early on, and she just let it ride over. That would have really irritated me, and I would have actually voted for her. But Lacey didn't. I think that showed a lot about her character.
Yeah, she's managed not to be very bitchy about things and kind of just go with the flow,
She
hasn't she?
She's just
Sam complained to us that he was bored in there because the house was full of middle-aged women. Better watch his back. Jessica Jane, does he have a point?
No, I think he's just boring.
Okay.
I think he's boring, so no one talked to him, so he thought they were boring. But they weren't, that he's just boring.
You should have understood he had a good thing
He's just a
going.
boring person.
I have wet dreams about loose women. That was like my ideal situation.
Well, Sam's leaving seemed to be eclipsed by Spidey's return to the house, which is pretty devastating for him. Jeff, are you Team Spidey or are you Team Rest?
I am Team Spidey all the way. They're bringing... Oh, shut up. They're bringing something interesting to the house. They're actually making it fun and exciting. The only thing I don't like about Team Spidey is when Heidi said, the rest of the housemates are fake. That's a little bit rich, coming from a woman whose body is 83% made up of recycled milk cartons. Do you know what I mean? It's like, apart from that, I'm Team Spidey all the way.
Apart from that, I'm sure they'll feel really great about having you as a champion. Dr. Funke, Team Spidey went from wanting to leave to wanting to win real bad. What's with the turnaround?
There hasn't been a turnaround.
Oh, okay.
They have always wanted to win, but they've put on a defence. Oh, I don't care if I don't win. That was at the beginning when they didn't have much power. They were in the basement, and then they moved into the luxury, and now they can see. Now they're seeing that Big Brother's on their side, giving them so much power. They actually think they could win this.
Big Brother is on no one's side, Dr. Funke.
Well,
I don't ever want to hear you say that ever again. Well, as we saw tonight, one person who is Team Spidey is Lacey. Is she right to trust them?
No. I don't think Spidey can be trusted. They thought when they first came in, they didn't talk to anybody. They sort of laid the cards out straight away. They didn't really tell anyone what they thought. They didn't say hello to anyone. I don't think you can trust them as far as you can throw them. You just don't know what they're thinking.
They are.
Do you know what I mean?
They're difficult to
They're
read.
Americans.
Well, tonight we saw a bit more bangers.
Not me.
I'm talking screen time, not skin. Just to make that clear. Lacey says she's feeling left out of the cliques. Let's see how she's getting on today.
Good morning.
How'd you sleep? Why?
I had a rough sleep with blotchy everywhere, like some rash and spotty, and I just want to...
I can relate, don't worry.
I just
There's
hate my
one-
life right now so much.
The only advice I would give you from watching you for 48 hours, ready for this? And I used to do it, and then I was told by my facialist never to do it. You need to try for your life. You cannot touch your face.
Yeah,
You literally just need to start keeping your hands like together. Like it takes
I
so
used
long.
to do this all the time.
And I stopped her.
And I would always like break out or whatever. And now when I stop doing it, I don't. You don't even realize you do it. Yeah.
So we're
Oh my gosh.
we're your team here telling
Okay, will
you.
you help me stop doing that?
100%.
So they're a team. Oh God, I'm doing it again. What's Lacey's position then in the house, Dr. Funke?
Well, currently her position has changed because it was her and Sam, so they were going to have that romance. And now she's seeing that, who do I align myself with? So I think she's going to align herself with Heidi because the other women in the house she doesn't kind of connect with in the way that would give her a certain position.
Well, thank you, panel. Fantastic answers. Still to come, Dr. Funke tells us what lasting effect those prats will have on the house. Plus, forget about the snow. The real news is that the housemates have nominated for the third time Gasp audience. Thank you. Exactly. As ever, we'll exclusively reveal the housemates' reactions as they find out who will be joining Claire and Rylan in the public vote. See you after this. Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side, making dreams come true on 5 Star since 2011. So, Jeff, a little birdie told me that it's always been your dream to go up to the reality gallery. Well, tonight, that dream will come true.
Oh my God, are you serious? Oh, shut up, are you serious? Is this a wind-up? Are you woke me up? I will have a right old laugh. Oh.
Jeff, you
Thank you.
really
Thank you.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Coming up, Dr. Funke blasts through the basement bollocks, as Heidi would say. But first, Jamie joins the task team with a very special bots challenge for Gillian. Gorgeous, gorgeous one.
Could you please ask Gillian to come to the diary room?
This is Big Brother. Would Gillian come to the diary room? Oh! When she gets to the hallway door,
yeah,
we need to make her wait for a couple of seconds.
And then push
and then
that.
you press that button.
Yes.
Okay, now press it. Hello, Gillian.
Hello there.
So what I need you to say for me, it's very exciting, I need to say, hello, Gillian.
Big Brother enjoyed your work on EastEnders and Footballers' Wives, but thinks your best work by far was as Christopher Biggins' co-host on 80s game show On Safari.
Yes.
Big Brother would like to see your safari skills once again.
Oh, okay.
Your secret task is to prove you could be the next David Attenborough by commentating on your fellow housemates as if they're animals in the wild. Safari so good?
Safari's so good, yeah.
Good. If you're spoken to, your reply must incorporate an animal noise. For example, oh, I do miss being on safari and hearing the lions roar. Roar! Gillian, you have 20 minutes to make as many fascinating and inspiring observations about your housemates as possible.
Now, I hear...
If Big Brother is satisfied with both your commentary and your animal sounds, you'll be rewarded with a wildly good prize. Say goodbye, Gillian.
Goodbye, Gillian.
Roar!
Roar to you too.
I think she's just going to go around doing animal noises.
Here I am, in the bedroom. Claire is laying down, stroking a leopard print towel. Claire looks like a little lion.
Yes!
Go on, feeding time at the zoo.
Oh, I don't know what. No idea what animal that was.
And it's brilliant, they used all the animal noises on there. The elephants. Lions. I haven't seen that. Here we go, down to the bed to put the bag back in.
She's doing a David Attenborough commentary, but unfortunately about changing the bin. We need some more animal noises.
They're like the ones we used to have when we were doing on safari.
I can't wait to see her in that suit.
Get the poo from the big cats. Get the poo from the elephant.
How's that?
Right, he's just sitting down like a grizzly bear. Look at him.
This is Big Brother. Would Gillian come to the diary room?
Get her in that suit, she's blown this task.
Hello, Gillian.
That was terrible. I don't know what to say to anyone.
How do you think you did?
Very badly.
No, just tell her she's lost.
Okay. Big Brother has observed your attempts at being David Attenborough
Thank you.
and decided that you have passed the task.
Passed.
As a reward, you can take the animal crackers.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Don't worry about the chicken suit. Big Brother has someone else in mind for that.
All right.
That was quite good.
What the fuck are you playing at? What?
I love that all of the animals were the same. So this week, the equilibrium in the Big Brother house has sunk lower than rock bottom, basement bottom, if you will. But luckily, we have psychologist Dr. Funke to dig through the rubble and explain the inner workings of our housemates' actions. So before their secret task, Spidey seemed to have made amends with their housemates. Why then were they so excited to be given this secret, slightly sneaky mission?
Because it puts them in a very powerful and special position. Remember when Heidi and Spencer came into the house, they were in the basement. They didn't like being in the basement. Then they moved into the luxury, which they felt quite empowered. Now they've been called by Big Brother on a secret mission. Of course they're going to run for it because they're saying Big Brother's on our side. They're telling us what we can do. And that's making them feel like they're, very empowered.
They kind of like being singled out then?
Definitely.
Okay, well, once down in the basement, Spidey were given exclusive access to the live feed at the Lucky Devils. Let's remind ourselves.
The only reason I voted us for was when we have her singing games, she's not in a little silly party game.
Boo! I just feel like you just sleep quite a lot and you just seem to do your own little thing.
Boo! I'm done with these people.
You seem to sleep quite a lot during the day.
Boo!
I just loathe all that carry on, and I'm sorry. That's why I am voting you. I love you, Frankie.
I love Frankie.
Oh, yay! So one negative remark and you are off Spidey's Christmas card list. That's all it takes. Why are they so quick to change their minds about people?
Well, I've seen the back cards of what they've actually written down about friendships, and one thing that Heidi says is that she can't make friends. So they've come in as a team, and they're very quick to like someone because they were saying wow, wow, wow to Sam, but as soon as Sam says something that's negative against their belief system, they can turn against them. What it shows is that they don't know how to make healthy friendships, and they're based the friendships on what people say. When you get the yes people, oh, you're wonderful, then you're my friend. But if you say something against that, then they obviously kind of not retaliate, but we don't want to be around you.
They reject you.
That's right.
Well, they chose Claire and Ryland to face the public vote as they thought they were the dullest. Why do you think they really chose them? That can't be the reason.
Oh, well, we know. Ryland's definitely not dull in the house.
No.
And nor is Claire. But let's take it singly what happened. With Ryland, Spencer has had an issue from the minute of, on the opening night of Big Brother. And that's because he felt he should be in luxury and Ryland should be in the basement. And they also have that personality clash. They don't really get on. So he obviously nominated Ryland for what he has said, but bearing in mind, other people were saying things too. It wasn't just Ryland.
What about
now with Claire, the situation being, God forbid if they have kids. We know that Heidi wants to have kids.
But that was such a throwaway comment.
It was a throwaway comment, and let's look at the context. Claire wasn't saying it just like that. She was saying it in a sense because they're so clean, because of the issue of OCD. God forbid if they have kids, if there's dirtiness around the house. But Heidi didn't see it in the context. She just took that one word or those few words and sort of made her think that Claire is so horrible. She's not a nice person.
Definitely hit a nerve, didn't it? Yeah. Well, let's remind ourselves of their explosive return into the house.
We've heard from them. Why the fuck am I playing up to the cameras? You want me to play up to the cameras? You can't be a normal person. This is an act. A normal fucking person. I am a normal person, mate. I live in the fucking real world out there. Don't know where the fuck you live. For me personally, I don't class myself as a celebrity. Like these people here, everyone in this room, I'm like, I've loads. Do you know what I mean? Even you guys. Do you know what I mean? I've never even watched your show, but the fact that I know you're on the hills, it's like, oh my God, like they're big stars. And now I'm starting to doubt myself, and I never doubt myself. I know in my heart what I've done.
So Ryland seemed to take the comments very badly about playing up to the cameras. Why so sensitive about it?
I don't think it was only about playing up to the cameras. Spencer said, you're not a normal person. And that's just breaking his sense of self. And obviously Ryland is very sensitive. And let's bear in mind Ryland's journey. He was on a previous reality show. He had to build up his profile. So he's coming to Celebrity Big Brother with that profile. And then someone is saying something against that. So for Ryland, it's like, well, how do I position myself? And he did take it personally. And who wouldn't take it personally if someone says you're not a normal person and you're living up to the cameras?
I mean, Jeff, would you have dealt with it in a Ryland style? We know you can. We've just seen you do it.
I mean, the whole thing that upset me about it was I want to be on Ryland's scene because I love Ryland. But when he said, I live in the real world, right? That real world, what's that real world? ITV's expense account. Do you know what I mean? Using a pussycat doll as a handkerchief. That's not the real world. He hasn't been in the real world for so long in his life. And I think he's probably got some deep-seated issues. Look at his little face. I didn't want to give him a little hug and a kiss.
Jessica Jane, how would you have dealt with it? Would you have kind of...
I want to say I'd have just sat back and watched because it was really entertaining, but I wouldn't have done. I would have stepped in, but I wouldn't have told Spidey to calm down because I think they're just completely away with the fairies.
You would have smashed them both.
I do love them though, more the Heidi than the spur. But I would have taken Ryland aside and just said, don't take what they say seriously at all. They don't know who you are. They don't know who anyone is in there.
I don't think you can ever tell Spidey what to do, can you?
Well, I would have done.
Dr. Funky, Claire is still stewing over what she said about Spidey. Do you think she's genuinely upset about that or upset that she got caught, perhaps?
I think one thing about Claire we can see is all about herself. So she's thinking, the public have seen what I've said and now I've been nominated. And she hasn't actually thought the impact of what she said what it did to Heidi. She was like, I should have known better. I should have known better.
Slipped up.
I slipped up. God, why did I do that? So it's all about how her profile is going to be portrayed, to us and the
Jessica
public.
Jane, would you agree with that?
I was thinking about the Spidey thing. If I got the Heidi and the Spur right, sorry, I wasn't.
So do you think that she's upset that she upset Spidey, or is she upset that maybe it makes her look bad?
Who, Claire?
Claire.
So sensitive, isn't she? Do you know, if she'd have been more, because everyone who doesn't love Steps, I love Steps. She's like the
Raise
nation's
your hand, they don't
sweetheart. Spidey have really shot themselves in the foot by nominating her. It's not because she's dull. I don't think it's tactical, because I don't think they're smart enough for that. I think it's just that comment that she said. And I think she's just a really sensitive lady, and she'd have just put her hand up and say, yeah, I did say that, but so what? Stop being so overly sensitive.
Not a big deal.
She'd have got our, she'd have got our votes.
Jeff, what do you think?
She was so upset she actually went into the gym for the first time in the whole series. Probably to try
I'm not even laughing.
whinge the weight off.
Oh, Jeff, that's below the belt.
You know what? It is below the belt. But what upset me earlier on, I think Claire's she's hiding her true colours as well, because she had a go at Ryan for being in the gym so often. He didn't make any nasty comments about her perhaps hogging the kitchen, which she has done this series. So I think for her to cast aspersions as to other people's decency and then go, oh, but don't question mine.
Yeah.
She can get over herself.
Just get over it. Well, Dr. Spunky, Claire and Ryland's reactions to being up were very different. What does that tell us about each of them?
Well, first of all, the reaction that Ryland had, in the sense, why did he get voted? You just show that how sensitive he is. Now, Ryland's obviously thinking, I'm up against Claire. So this is where Ryland doesn't only...
Claire from Steps, please.
Claire from Steps, let's get it right.
Yep.
He's not only thinking about himself, he's like, I'm up against my friend. How can I be up against Claire? Whereas Claire's thinking, I'm up against Ryland, that means I'm going to be nominated. She doesn't know that everyone else can nominate later on, but she's just thinking, I'm up against Ryland, that means I'm out. Whereas Ryland's thinking, I'm up against Claire, I'm going to lose a friend.
I think
Completely
they're both
different.
thinking, Dr. Funke, that it's a tragedy.
That seems a good point. Thank you all. I totally get it now. You've kind of explained everything to me, Dr. Funke, and both of you. Thank you very much. Jamie, what's cooking?
It smells like a mixture of gone-off chicken, balls, cock and popcorn, but I can't be 100% sure if only Paula was here. But what I can tell you is that after the break, the British public will be unleashed on me in the phone room. Come and get it. Plus, Alice has all the nominations results. See you soon.
Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's Bit on the Side, the show where all the biggest names in British showbiz warn us to keep a maximum of 100 feet away from them at all times. It's 10:31, which means it's time for us to show you the stuff that was far too risque to make it into the main show. No, not Razor's hairy bum. We've all seen way too much of that. It is, of course, Diary Room Uncut.
How do you put it back in the hole?
I do.
Go on then. I'm shaking.
You're probably the professional at this, to be fair.
Mate,
Stuck
I'm
around
an
it.
expert with the double plugger.
Yeah, let
He's,
Ryan do it.
he's from Australia.
Can I just say thank you, first of all, for the lovely gesture that you made earlier with the alcohol.
Can we clarify one thing before I can't sit like... I can't. My bum's too big.
Move over, will you?
Double plug.
What over? Ladies first. What's wrong with you?
Exactly, Claire, get on!
That's the issue bit. It's a bit close to the old thingy, you know. That was the one. That was. But I can't feel anything, darling. I put some aloe vera. Is it?
Big Brother, we have come to a decision. It wasn't easy, but as a collective, we've decided if you're up for the bargaining, we will give you this bottle of lager in return for a couple of bottles of red wine. Now, I know you might think that's unfair, and looking at the state of the living room, I'm sure you're going to have to get in here at some point to get rid of the buzzer and all of that, which I totally get. But a couple more bottles of red wine, won't take long, about half hour, 45 minutes, then we'll all go to bed. And, yeah. if possible, and we'll give you this in return. That's not for the show, that's for you.
So he's got some strips, but he's just like snoring so loud. Am I allowed to sleep on the couch? My eyes, I'm just so tired. He's just so loud. Oh dear. The walls are rattling, Big Brother.
Oh, can I just ask, are you the nice Big Brother everyone keeps talking about?
There's only one Big Brother, Lacey.
Okay, well, we've named you Joshua.
It's Big Brother.
Okay. AKA Joshua.
Big Brother likes to keep things formal.
Okay, well, we really like your voice. It's quite sexual. Has that made you go a bit shy?
You should try and put those thoughts to the back of your mind, Lacey.
Okay, they're back. Sorry about that. Let's keep this professional.
It smells a bit like dog food in here. In case you weren't aware. It's a bit stinky. Thanks, Big Brother.
Now, one of these days, the main show will realise that footage is solid gold, and by then, well, we'll probably be off air. Now, I digress. Phone room time. But before we go any further, can I draw your attention to tonight's 3 banned words? Razors, bum, wax. It was so harrowing, we're not even going to go there. Who have we got first?
We've got Andy from Manchester.
Andy from Manchester, how are you?
I'm not bad, how are you, Jamie?
Very good, thank you. I hear you've got a bit of a bone to pick with Spidey.
Well, yeah, I just think it's quite unfair the way that they've been shown as the ones that have been hard done to by everyone in the house.
Yep.
And yet the house hasn't even seen any of the bitchy comments that they made about all the other housemates.
I think that's a really, really good point. We don't know, Big Brother might have something up their sleeves, but we don't know. Who do you think would react worst seeing that?
I would say probably, Claire, Ryan, pretty much all of them. They've had to go, everyone really.
Yeah.
And I don't see why they're being given special treatment by being allowed to stay in the basement.
It's a good question.
Red wine and things. Why? It's not fair. They should be in the house.
It's a good question. It's at Big Brother's discretion. We're not in charge of Big
Brother.
Brother.
Played to Spidey, not to the rest of them.
We don't know how long they're going to be in the basement. We get told nothing, mate. Honest, promise.
Well, as soon as they're up for eviction, they'll be gone. So sooner the better.
Well, they may well be up. Who knows?
Yeah,
Who knows?
hopefully.
Thank you very much for your call, though, Andy.
All right, cheers,
Who
Jamie.
have we got on line 2?
It's Eileen from Kent.
Eileen from Kent, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I hear you want to talk about fairness.
Yeah, I just think with the thing that happened to Razor being called into called into the diary room and everything like this, I feel that the Spidey should have been brought in as well and chastised. And I think they're nothing but bullies.
Okay.
And it's not fair.
A bit of a strong word. I think that the reason Razor was warned and not Spidey is that Razor used what he admitted was proper threatening and intimidating behaviour, and he used his size to kind of portray that as well. I don't know about you, but it'd take a lot for Spencer to make me feel threatened. He looks like a right weakling.
No, I actually disagree with you. I think just because of his size doesn't make him like a bully. I think verbally, them two are bullies. They had playing a game from the minute they walked in. They're not interested in anybody else in the house.
Okay.
All they're interested in is getting as much money out of the show as they can. And I agree with the bloke before. I think Big Brother is scared of Spidey. They're giving him special treatment, and I don't think it's fair.
Okay, well, I don't think Big Brother isn't scared of anyone, to be perfectly honest. I think there are no rules against raising your voice. All that Spidey did was raise their voice. But Big Brother deemed Razor's behaviour and the particular language and that particular word that he used in conjunction with his size and how he kind of squared up to be deemed threatening behaviour. And to be fair, if Razor didn't agree with that, he would have said, he kind of admitted it and apologised for it. But we do take all points on board.
I actually disagree. I think all of them in the house now are so worried of what's going to be said, they're bowing down to them. They're playing into their game.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed. Who have we got on line 3?
We have Layla from Northampton.
You're going to disagree with me as well, continuously, Layla. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm completely going to disagree with the lady.
Get her back. No, only joking.
Am I here still? Hello?
Hello, why are you going to disagree?
Because I feel really sorry for Heidi and Spencer. They've been bullied, they've been voted by all 10 people, and when they come to vote for other people, they take it really badly, but they took it in good grace when they were voted out. As for the walkout, the staged walkout, where nobody can trust them anymore, it was a task, for God's sake. They were supposed to walk out. And I just feel sorry for them. They're guests in our country, and they've been made to look like pariahs.
Well, bullying's a strong word, but to say they're not everybody's guests. They're Big Brother's guests. We've paid for them. We can treat them however the hell we want. So thank you very much. That is enough for now. But tomorrow, Emma and I will be keeping it real in our fancy new post room. If you've got a beef about Big Brother, I'm not sure that anybody has, but who knows? Let's get into it. Get in touch via the normal contact details. Like Shakira, these hips don't lie, so feel free to ask us absolutely, like that, absolutely anything. It's time now to catch up with a woman who has, rightly or wrongly, been left off the BAFTAs, Brits and Oscar nominations lists. Not to worry, Jennings, you'll always be a 5-star to me. Here's her sneak peek.
Secret task information. Come closer. Come closer. Come off. Clumsy. I can tell you what I know, but there are spies around who want this hot information kept secret. So stay calm and keep quiet. My sources tell me that one housemate will become a dictator who will rule the house with a cruel and strict regime.
The dictator will choose 2 official guards to serve by his side. These guards will live with the dictator in a life of luxury inside the dictator's palace. As you were, boys.
However, to pass the task, the other housemates must plot a revolution to overthrow the dictator by competing in a series of secret missions to topple the evil regime.
Agent Jennings there. Jeff, who do you think should be dictator?
Well, I reckon if you gave Razor an all-over body wax, gave him a nice shave, a little dye of the hair, and stick him in a pantsuit, he'd look exactly like Kim Jong-il. So he'd be perfect for the task. But,
do you think? On
and he already is a dictator,
alone?
basically, isn't he?
He kind of, he does have power. He's definitely got some power in there, do you think?
Definitely has got power, but I would like to see Gillian. I want to see Gillian be put in a position where we can see a bit more of her.
See her shine.
Yeah, let's have some women.
Any chance of Trisha, do you think, Dean?
Who?
Bothered.
Is she even featured at all?
Jessica Jane, the dictator gets to pick 2 loyal guards. Who would you pick?
Well, I hope the dictator is Razor because I love him. I know what I'd love to see. I don't know if you can do this. I'd love to see Spidey split up because
I think a lot of people want to see that.
Heidi. I love Heidi. I think Spencer's controlling her a little bit. Then on the other side, I mean, you can't get enough of Ryland, can you? So I'd want, or maybe Claire. Claire and Heidi together. That would be interesting.
Oh, I like that. I like it. There's going to be lots of secret missions, Jeff. Who will be the best at that?
Well, obviously, the king of understatement, of calm performance, of keeping it real, Ryland. I mean, he'd be the king of subterfuge, really, wouldn't he?
Undercover,
Just, I mean, because there's nothing performative or big or fancy about him.
He'd just slip under the radar.
I think he'd enjoy it, and it'd be nice to give him a little opportunity to have his own little sexy reality diva moment.
I can see him tiptoeing places.
Get him a nice hat at a jaunty angle. Why not?
Another task that splits up the house, Dr. Funky. How will they cope with that?
I think they're going to cope because really the house hasn't really formed any strong friendships. Not like previous Big Brother where they had friendships and they were split up. I think they will cope with anything now because they don't know what to expect. And because of this recent incident that happened, they've got their guard up. Whatever the Big Brother's going to bring to them, they're ready for it.
They're not the strongest cliques we've ever seen.
No.
Well, thank you very much. So that's it for now. Join us after the break when we'll be revealing who's going to face the week's public vote. See you in a bit. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side. Think of us as the traumatised aftershock that follows staring into Razor's open legs during the main show. Put it away. Here's today's news. At 2:07 this afternoon, it was time for the House to nominate for the third time. Everyone got their bitchy reasons ready?
G'day, Big Brother. How you going?
My first nomination.
You...
False. Bit betrayed.
Alicia was flirty.
Talk, eat. It was rude. They give us the fingers.
They don't do a lot around the house.
Oblivious to it all.
A pair of prats.
Like, stand your ground.
Too nicey nice.
Tidy round the bathroom.
Snap.
With a funny feeling.
Surprise, surprise.
Flipping big kick off.
Got 2 pet hates.
Nitpicking now.
So he's snoring.
Burping.
Knickers, socks, bras.
Your swimming costume.
Dancing on the couch.
A complete and utter bullshit.
Didn't clean up at the banquet, messy, snores too loudly. Yep, sounds like they're nominating Jamie. Then at 6:41 this evening, the nominations were revealed to the House.
This is Big Brother. As you know, Claire and Rylan will already face the public after Heidi and Spencer chose them as the least entertaining housemates.
Horrible!
Heidi and Spencer.
Thanks, Lace. That's okay. I'm here for you people.
Were nominated by 8.
No!
Out of 8.
We won't let you down, guys.
It's 100. Still on the league. 100.
Stop.
Lacey.
Oi.
Was nominated by...
I don't think I want to listen. It's okay.
6 out of 8 housemates.
Nice. It wasn't everyone's, don't worry.
It's only a game. Don't forget, it's only a game.
2 people.
Therefore, Claire, Heidi and Spencer, Lacey and Rylan will face the public vote.
Let's hug it up.
They got blue. They got blue.
It's going to be me anyway.
Let's hug.
You 3.
So, Lacey and Heidi and Spencer are joining Rylan and Claire to face the public vote this week. At 9:20 this evening, Big Brother decided to throw the house a party, but we all know that VIP parties have very strict guest lists, and Big Brother had a unique way of deciding his. Here's a sneak peek of the action. Can I just point out that makeup had nothing to do with the task. So to conclude, either Claire, Rylan, Spencer and Heidi or Lacey will be out of that house on Wednesday. Here's all the details you need to save your fave. This week, Claire, Heidi and Spencer, Lacey and Rylan all face the public vote. Who stays? You decide. From a landline call 090 20 50 58 and add the number of the housemate. From a mobile call 6 50 58 and add the number of the housemate. For Claire, add 01. For Heidi and Spencer, add 04. For Lacey, add 05. For Rylan, add 09. Mobile and BT landline votes cost 35p. Other landlines may vary. Voting closes in Wednesday's eviction show. Votes cast after the lines close won't count and may still be charged. For full terms, go to channel5.com/BBVote. Welcome to the Sweaty Box. Hello, Helen.
Hi.
Are you all right? I haven't seen you in ages.
It's been ages.
I know. I'll
And
get to
reunited.
you in a minute. First, Jeff is living the dream in the reality gallery. Jeff, are you there?
I am. I'm here in the reality gallery where, funnily enough, nothing is real. These ladies, just holograms.
they?
We did see earlier on that everyone was wearing a little bit of fancy dress makeup. That is down to Lacey. Her and the boys earlier on decided they're going to paint each other up almost as pantomime deans.
They looked lovely.
Oh, well, they did, didn't they? Frankie actually looked quite fit. I'm a little bit worried about what I'm feeling for him right now, but let's just say these
Razor
ladies are
looked
getting
very
more
different.
than a small eyeful right now from me. Obviously, you saw them in the little outfits as well, and their little lycra onesies. That wasn't their choice. that was a task by Big Brother, as we saw in the news. They've been electrically shocked every time they got something wrong. Now, Heidi decided she didn't want them to get a party. So she decided she'd just fail after 5 seconds. Naughty Heidi. She's going to be hated even more now in the house.
Sabotage.
Exactly. Now, Heidi actually did fail that task, but her and Spidey, her other half, Spencer, apparently have been having quite romantic liaisons inside the house. They've been giving each other foot massages. So kissing, definitely off the cards. Rubbing each other's bunions, bang on. Let's get stuck into that. And also, you can see Razor. He's in the Big Brother chair. He's currently finding out from the voice of Big Brother that they've passed the task. They are going to get their party.
Oh, good.
And he's still got the makeup on. I love that. He looks a little bit like Mrs. Doubtfire, except
It made his
more
eyes pop,
intimidating.
didn't it? Did you like him in that outfit?
I'm not going to say I'm not going to dream about him tonight because I am. I'm going to think about him until I wake up in a hot, sticky mess. Alice,
There was
if I'm
nowhere
honest
to
with
hide
you.
in that onesie, was there?
There isn't. No, absolutely not at all. In fact, he actually ripped the crotch of his onesie whilst he was
saw
doing
that.
it.
It was vile.
And he decided to stick a pair of socks down the front to hide the hole or to make his
Oh,
manliness
Jack.
look a little bit
Thank
bigger.
you.
You decide, Alice.
Every day's a school day. Thank you very
Why
much.
do you keep looking at it? It's real.
Helen. By the way, when are we sending Ian into the basement?
You do realise we've already got our own basement, the Sweaty Box basement.
Below here?
You do, that's where he spends his weekends. You not know this?
Then why is he always here when I'm here?
Oh.
Blimmin' hate it. Okay, reaction to Noms.
Well, yeah, we released it online earlier, so we had a bit of reaction. Paul Brooker on Facebook says, soz, but it has to be Lacey. I like her, but Rylan and Claire have to stay because they weren't nominated properly. And although they are disgusting human beings, strong words, Spidey have to stay because they're great TV. Which, not everyone's as strongly feeling about the disgusting human beings, but a lot of people are thinking the same, that Spidey are such great telly and they must stay. Chandy Madha says, Heidi and Spencer are the reality TV stars of the year, if not a decade. Wow. They keep Big Brother interesting.
Have we had reality TV for 10 years?
I don't.
Doesn't matter.
Maybe we have.
They're of
She
the
might
decade,
know.
it's fine. Of course we have, because Big
Chandy
Brother's been on
obviously knows.
forever.
Exactly. Cool Arif says, I would have put Gillian and Trisha up along with Spidey. Those two are a bit boring.
Has nobody commented on Lacey's voice?
No one, but Lacey, Dan Azari says, no, Lacey's such a nice, genuine girl. Claire has to go.
She has been quite nice. She just talks a tiny bit like a baby.
And quite loud. And I've got a little tweet for you. Owen Bailey, he wants you to blow him a kiss. He says, OMG, Alice looks beautiful tonight. Can you get her to blow me a kiss?
That's my pseudonym that I write under.
It's our own Twitter account.
Do you have anything that you'd like to plug website-wise?
Well, we obviously always break exclusives on the website, channel5.com/Big Brother. So that task you just watched just in the clip earlier about the electric shocks will be a nice little video to watch later on this evening online.
In the early hours of the morning.
I'm here till 2 a.m.
We work hard. We work very hard. That's all we have time for today, Helen, I'm afraid. I'm sorry.
That's a lovely time.
Thanks to all of our guests. Stay tuned for Celebrity Wedding Planet. She loves it. And we'll be back on 5 tomorrow at 11 o'clock with that stupid woman, Vicky Michelle. Now, with all the tears, tantrums and tear-ups that have been happening this week, I don't think we could... I think we could do with a bit of time out. Thank goodness Jamie has been taking meditation tips. Over to you, Jamie.
On CBB Week 2, Paula went to packing, even with Ryland's backing. Her public votes were lacking, the boos were never slacking, but her karate skills were cracking. She shows her licence before attacking. On CBB Week 2, Sam and Ryan got nominated. Sleeping Beauty Sam was berated for always acting so sedated, and by Claire, Toadfish was slated for exercising unabated. Her issues seem complicated. On CBB Week 2, Big Brother had a trick up sleeve, asked Spidey to pretend to leave. The housemates were a touch naive and more than a little relieved, but eavesdropping Heidi was peeved when Claire said they shouldn't conceive. On CBB Week 2, the main house kept a bitching, while Spidey kept a listening, and soon Spencer was itching to give Toadface a knuckle sandwich in. But he found it more enriching to unleash a dog food blitzing. On CBB Week 2, the shit really hit the fan when Spidey revealed the sham and voted for Claire and Rylan. I live in the real world, man, cried Rylan at a TV cam while no one grieved for Sam. On CBB Week 2, 4 housemates now confront the risk of walking out the front. But let's not forget the affront. The week's most aggressive grunt when Spencer bore the brunt of Razor being merely blunt. Midway through the argument, his shocking foul-mouthed statement, hostile and coup flagrant that he could be the nastiest